Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Miguel joined the Iron Dragons during the events of Cobra Kai Season 6? So in this timeline, Terry Silver would still buy out the Iron Dragons, and those events would stay the same. Tori's mom would still pass away. Johnny and Daniel would still want Miguel and Robbie to compete for captain, so Miguel and Robbie would still fight. Robbie would still be balanced in this timeline, and he would still defeat Miguel, so Robbie would still be the boys' captain, and Miguel would still be disappointed. Sam and Tori would still fight, and Tori would still be fighting with anger. Amanda and Daniel would still stop the fight, and much like in the original timeline, Tori would still quit Miyagi-Do, and she would still leave. And later on, Terry Silver would arrive in the valley, and he would want to track down Miguel. So Terry Silver would find Miguel, and he would want to talk to him. Miguel would be surprised to see Terry. Terry would tell Miguel that he heard that he had trouble with Stanford, and that he heard that he wasn't going to be Miyagi-Do's captain during the Saikai Taikai. Terry would tell Miguel that he knew he was always the best fighter in the valley. He would say that he recently bought a dojo for the Saikai Taikai, and he would want to offer Miguel a spot in his dojo. Terry would say that in return, he could get him into Stanford and pay for his entire tuition, and that he didn't have to worry about money. Terry would say that his team was undefeated, and that he has a better chance of winning with him on the winning team. Terry would say that the choice was his. Miguel would go home, and he wouldn't know what to think. Carmen would notice that Miguel was stressed, so she would ask him what was wrong. So Miguel would tell her everything that happened, and he would ask Carmen not to tell Johnny. Carmen would be conflicted, but she would tell Miguel that she supports him no matter what he chooses, and after a lot of hesitation, Miguel would eventually accept Terry Silver's offer. So Miguel would tell the Miyagi-Dos that he wasn't going to be there for the Saikai Taikai. The Miyagi-Dos would be confused, but Miguel would say that he needs some time off to work on himself. So in this timeline, Sam would be the girls' Miyagi-Do captain, and Hawk and Kenny would take Tori and Miguel's place. Season 6 would continue, and at the Saikai Taikai, Miyagi-Do would be surprised to see Kreese and Cobra Kai there. This is when Johnny would notice Miguel standing with the Iron Dragons, and everyone would be confused. The Miyagi-Dos would be heartbroken, and the Saikai Taikai would carry on. Robbie and Sam would confront Miguel, and Miguel would tell them everything that happened, and how Terry Silver owned the Iron Dragons, and that he promised him that he would get him into Stanford. Miguel would say it wasn't personal, and that he hopes that they can forgive him. Sam would be heartbroken, and she would get mad. So in this timeline, Sam would break up with Miguel. Daniel and Johnny would also confront Miguel, and Miguel would tell them the same things that he told the rest of the Miyagi-Dos, and Johnny would also be heartbroken. Daniel and Johnny would be surprised to hear that Terry Silver was back. Terry Silver would reveal himself a lot earlier in this timeline. Eventually, the Captain's War Challenge would begin. Miyagi-Do would be on defense, and they would still be doing Protect the Egg, but Tori and Quan would still want to go after the Miyagi-Dos. Miguel would also be in the fight, but he wouldn't want to fight the Miyagi-Dos. Instead, he would fight the Cobra Kais. Since Sam had broken up with Miguel, Miguel would be fighting with anger. Devin and Dimitri would still go down. Robbie and Sam would be distracted by Tori and Miguel, and Robbie and Sam would be taken down. So only the Cobra Kais and the Iron Dragons would remain. The rest of the Iron Dragons would still walk off, except for Miguel. Zara, Axel, and Miguel would be left to fight the Cobra Kais. Zara would take down Tori, Axel would take down Quan, and Miguel would take down Yoon. So the Iron Dragons would win. The Saikai Taikai would continue. Miyagi-Do would still have to knock the other dojo off the platform, but Miyagi-Do wouldn't do so well. Miguel would be fighting well, and he would be fighting with anger, and he wouldn't be knocked off. The Iron Dragons would fight the West End Warriors, and Zara and Axel would be on the platform. Miguel would watch them from below, and he would approach Johnny. Miguel would apologize to Johnny for what he did. Johnny would say he understands why he did it, and Johnny would tell Miguel that he was going to be on his side no matter what, and that he was his son too. Johnny would forgive Miguel, so Johnny and Miguel would be on good terms. Miyagi-Do would still have to fight out Dublin Thunder. Robbie and Sam would still start off, but they would be distracted by Tori and Miguel, so Robbie and Sam would both be knocked off. Kenny and Devin would go on the platform, and they would fight their opponents, but Devin would still sacrifice herself to save Kenny, so Dimitri would join Kenny on the platform. Eventually, Dimitri would be knocked off, so Hawk would go on the platform, and in this timeline, Hawk and Kenny would finish the fight, so Miyagi-Do would win. And much like in the original timeline, Carmen would still be rushed to the hospital, and Johnny and Miguel would have to leave. Miguel would tell Terry Silver that he had to leave, but Terry wouldn't let Miguel go. He would say that if he goes, their deal was off, so Miguel would be forced to stay in Barcelona. So Johnny would go back to the US alone. And that is where I'm going to end part 1. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Miguel joined the Iron Dragons during the events of Cobra Kai Season 6? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.